but you can be the example that helps motivate other people to navigate their own lives out of tough times.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's up? What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I'm Mark, get to have open and authentic conversations about things like mental health and self-development. And the reason I started this podcast, the reason why I'm, pushing so hard for this movement is because I want to try and help alleviate some of the suffering that's happening out there in silence. There's a lot of people out there that maybe are hurting real bad, and they might not know maybe who to talk to, how to start the conversation, or even what words to use to describe what they're going through. And so that's my goal. I want to try and help, like I said, alleviate some of that pain, some of that suffering that's out there, because I know that even though this is not something that we talk about every single day, it is something that we are dealing with every single day. And it might not be you, it might be a friend, it might be a family member, it might be someone from your past, it might be someone that you haven't even met yet, but every single one of us will have our lives touched by some sort of mental health crisis or mental illness, like I said, whether it's in regards to your own health, mentally, or maybe somebody that you love, a friend, a family member, etc. But I want to just give you guys this reminder or drill this point home for someone that's out there right now feeling like how I used to feel when I was, growing up as a teenager in my young 20s, or I guess my early 20s. Growing up as a kid, growing up as a teenager, this is something that I always dealt with. And so a lot of the times we're in, points of our lives, maybe having some dark times. Maybe we've just been stagnant for far too long, and we start to ask ourselves, why the fuck am I doing this, man? Why am I in this struggle? Why am I, continuing to push, through this tough time? A lot of the times we have these kind of debates in our heads thinking about, what's the point to all of this? Why am I having to push so hard through this tough time? Why am I having to deal with all this, monotonous, boring bullshit? Or maybe why am I having to deal with all this pain, this suffering, this discomfort? And I've been there myself. There's always times where we're going to want to give up. There's always times that we're going to want to quit doing what we're doing. But there is people that are really just ready to give up on life. And that's who I want to speak to today. And again, these messages are not messages that are unheard of on this podcast. If you've been listening to this podcast for a long time, you've probably heard a lot of these already. But I want to just remind you guys, because I think that this is the main message that I want to drive home right now. You can't fucking quit. You have to keep fucking fighting. And I'm going to explain to you one of the many reasons why. One of the biggest things that I want to remind you right now is you have people fucking depending on you. You have people that have invested in you. You have people that fucking care about you and love you. But above all else, like I said, they need you. They fucking depend on you. And this might be very easy to understand if you live with family members, if you live with your parents, if you live with, siblings. But it's also easy to understand if you take a fucking second just to look back and think about the people that have invested in you in your lifetime. I'm talking about teachers, I'm talking about coaches, I'm talking about managers, I'm talking about friends and family members that you've met throughout all of the years that you've lived up until this very second. You might be going through a tough time right now, but you can be the example that helps motivate other people to navigate their own lives out of tough times. You might be going through some sort of, like I said, a dark time in your life, and you might feel like it's individualized, like you're the only one that's ever felt that way or had to go through it in the certain circumstances that you're going through this struggle with. But you are going to be an example of how to kind of, navigate through that. And you're going to be the example of who people look at who struggle with things that are similar to what you're going through. And they're going to look at your life and they're going to think, fuck, if he can do it, maybe I can do it too. And so you're going to take your dark time And you're going to let it be the light that shines the way for everybody else that's suffering in silence, dealing with the same thing that you're fucking dealing with right now. And so, like I said, this could be friends and family members or loved ones from your past. If you keep pushing through this dark time right now and you make it out of it, life's not going to get easier for you, but you're going to be stronger and you're going to be more equipped with more tools to deal with these struggles in the future. And the more and more you keep crushing these obstacles and the struggles and those dark times that you're going through, the longer you're going to spend on this beautiful earth. And the more privileged you're going to be able to meet people in the future that perhaps you're going through similar times that you're going through right now. And this could be 1 year, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years down the road. But you are going to continue to make a ripple effect in this world just by continuing to keep pushing through this dark time. And you're going to set the example for many other people dealing with many other struggles. And like I said before, they're going to look at you and think, holy shit, if this guy can do it, maybe I can too. And no matter what it is that you're going through, life can and will get better for you. You might just have to put in a little bit more work or just have some tough conversations. So if you do feel like you're alone, if you feel like there's nobody you can speak to, I've created a community and I've created a group both on Facebook and on WhatsApp where we have daily conversations about these types of struggles. And if you are interested in getting involved in a community like that, please do not hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram. If you're watching the YouTube version of this, it'll be right here at the bottom of the screen. If you listen to the podcast version of this on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you might listen, Spotify, whatever it is, it'll be in the show notes, in the description of this podcast episode as well. Please just reach out to me and let me know that you want to become a part of this community, and I will add you into it immediately so that you have a community to talk about these problems with, and so that you understand that you're not alone. So, like I said, if you're interested in hearing about this community or joining it, feel free to reach out to me. So understand this one thing right now. You can give up, and it might feel tempting to, because it's fucking difficult to keep pushing through these tough times. But understand as well that you have fucking people depending on you. People that you've met before and people that you've yet to meet that you will meet in the future. And you might have people that you've met in high school reach out to you later on. If you are, and this could even multiply if you are vocal about the problems that you're going through or the problems that you've faced in the past. The magnitude of this does not, it's unlimited. The more and more you talk about these things, the more and more you're able to kind of share these stories. You're going to have people reach out to you from your past and your present, and people that are going to meet you in the future. And they're going to see that, you know, for the people that have invested in you in the past, they're going to see that their investment, whether it be time, money, energy, love, whatever it could be, they're going to see that their investment went to good use. You're going to make them proud. And then furthermore, you're going to meet people in the future that maybe are at the same starting point that you're at right now, and they're thinking that it's an insurmountable mountain to climb. They don't even think it's possible. And you're going to be the light in their dark time to navigate them out of it. And so, if you take nothing else from this episode, I want to drill home the fact that right now, if you are struggling, if you are going through a dark time, if you feel like you can't keep going, if you feel like enough's enough, just understand one thing. You did not come this far just to come this fucking far. You have people depending on you, and you will have people in the future that will depend on you, and you are capable of making it through this and making your fucking life better, and then furthermore, being the leader that helps other people out of similar struggles. So, if you feel like someone might need to hear this message, please do share this message with them. I want this content to be able to do its purpose, which is alleviate some of that silent suffering and have people understand that no matter what it is they're going through, you're not alone and life can and will get fucking better. So that's all I got for today. I hope this episode really kind of helped bring a new perspective to you, or just at the very least help to keep you pushing for one more fucking day. That's all I got. Thank you so much. Much love and peace out. Let's fucking go, baby.